Hi guys, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. So for today's video, I'm participating in a collab with other YouTubers. Sandra from the Schwoven's Nest brought us all together and we are doing farmhouse DIYs for you. For my video, I'm going to do 3 super easy floral farmhouse DIYs. I think they came out really pretty and so simple and lovely. With that being said, let's get into this video. For this project, we are going to need 5 of these 12-inch stir sticks, and I got these for free at my local Home Depot. The first thing I did was mark a line right after that little groove, and then I wanted to just divide that in half, and it ended up being 4.5 inches. Now I'm just using my miter box and hacksaw to cut those pieces up. To smooth my pieces out, I'm just using some sandpaper, and I also decided to round off the edges a little bit, and I'm just using the sandpaper to do this also. I painted the stir sticks in my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white and gave them about 3 coats to make sure all that red writing was covered. To give my wall hanging a farmhouse look, I decided to use the zinc acrylic paint by Americana and just dry brush all my stir sticks. People dry brush with different colors, but I love this gray because it just gives it such a beautiful look when you have a nice bright white background and then you give it that dimension with that beautiful gray. What is your favorite color to dry brush your white backgrounds with? Now I'm just lining up my stir sticks and making sure that they're nice and even and straight. Then I'm grabbing my first 4.5-inch bar and I'm covering where the grooves are, and that's about 2 inches off the top. And then the second one I'm going to hot glue about 1 inch from the bottom. Now I'm grabbing my greenery that I got at Joann Fabrics for 75% off, along with this beautiful cotton bundle, and I just chose a very simple green floral, hot glued it to my little wall hanging, and over that I just laid my little cotton bundle and just hot glued it in places where I saw that both pieces were touching the board, so I knew it was nice and secure. For the finishing touch, I am putting a bow, and I'm using this polka dot burlap ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree that I absolutely love. And I'm just making a simple bow, and in the middle I'm just bringing it together with a piece of jute cord. To attach the bow, I'm just using some hot glue and I'm attaching it straight to the stem of my little flower. If you want to hang this piece, just make sure to attach a little bit of jute cord to the back of this piece. For this project, we are going to be using 2 of these mini crates from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the bottom planks of one of your crates. One of these planks we are going to reuse, so put them aside somewhere close to you. Now I'm just giving both crates 2 coats of Rust-Oleum's chalk paint in linen white. Now I'm just grabbing one of the planks that I removed and I'm using scissors to cut off 1 inch from one of the sides. And now I'm just using some sandpaper to smooth that edge out. To galvanize my sign, I will be using these paints by Artist's Loft, and I'm basically using a white, a black, a gray, and a silver. And the most important out of those is silver, because if you don't have that little bit of shine, it's not going to look metallic and galvanized. To start off, I'm going to give the sign 2 coats of the gray. Now I'm just layering the rest of my colors, starting with the black, then the white, then mixing them, going back and forth with those 2, and then finishing off with the silver. Now I'm just hot gluing the crates together, and obviously the one that doesn't have the bottom is the one that I'm going to hot glue to the top of the one that does have the bottom on there. And now you kind of have this fox vase made out of the crates. And now I'm just taking my zinc gray by Americana and I'm dry brushing all the sides of my crates. To write the word family, I'm just using these stamps, and what I'm doing is I'm grabbing some white acrylic paint and I'm just going to paint the letters and stamp on the sign. When I was done with the letters, I felt like it was just a little bit too light, so I went back with a tiny little brush and just outline the word family again. Now I'm just taking my little sign and hot gluing it to the middle of both of the crates. Then I'm grabbing this burlap ribbon that I have, I'm putting it inside the crate and then folding over about an inch. This gives the crate such a cute look. For the finishing touch, you can add any greenery you would like. The greenery I'm adding are little bushels that I got at Joann Fabrics on 75% clearance, and this is from their spring line. I decided to add a little white bow to the front of my floral piece, so I just grabbed this 1/4 inch ribbon that I had on hand, made a quick little bow, and just hot glued it in the front. For this project, I will be using the sign from the Dollar Tree. First, I removed the burlap cord, then I removed the little sign with a little scalpel, and then I gave it 2 coats of white Rust-Oleum chalk paint and linen white. To write the word farmhouse, I will be using this stencil that I got at Hobby Lobby on clearance. Because the stencil was pretty flimsy, I knew that it was going to get really messy if I just used a stencil brush. So I decided to trace the letters and then just freehand paint it with some black acrylic paint. To paint the word farmhouse, I'm using these delicate brushes, and these are actually nail art brushes, and I got these on Amazon for next to nothing. I will attach the link to the pink brushes in the description box. For this next part, I'm using an organizer basket and the white felt that are both from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut off a piece that's the length of my basket plus 2 more inches on each side. Working front to back, I'm hot gluing the white felt onto itself and the basket, and just on the sides I am cutting off a little piece on the edges so it's not so bulky, and just folding it in and hot gluing it. To decorate the basket, I will be using this burlap ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree, and starting in the back, I'm wrapping it around and hot gluing it only in the back. Grabbing some floral foam, I just cut it down to size and hot glued it to the inside of the basket. Now it's time to decorate. I have a lot of these spring florals that I still have left, and I'm just cutting them to size and putting them in the floral foam. To cover the floral foam and to give it a little bit of a wild look, I'm adding this Spanish moss, and it absolutely gave it such a gorgeous little look. I absolutely love how the sign, and especially the floral part, turned out. To attach the basket to my sign, I used a lot of hot glue. I wanted to make sure that my hot glue went through the burlap and also the felt, so everything comes together really nicely and gives it a good solid hold. For the first bow, I will be using this houndstooth pattern wired edge ribbon, and I just measured to make sure that it was double the width of my sign. Then I just brought the edges together, overlapped it about an inch, found my center, did a dab of hot glue there, and then I did the same thing with the second bow, except I made it a little smaller. Obviously, you guys can choose how long or small or big you want your bow to be. I just eyed it. Then I'm just grabbing another piece of that white ribbon. That white ribbon is actually grosgrain ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I just cut off another little piece to go in the middle and bring both bows together. Then I'm just hot gluing it to the top center of my sign. What did you guys think? Let me know down below which one was your favorite. In the description box, I also will be attaching a playlist, so you can just click on that right now and watch all the other people who participated in this amazing collab and see what other farmhouse DIYs they have done. I cannot wait to click on that myself and go check them out. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the thumbs up, because that really does help my channel. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone. See ya.